All right, and we are back. This is NHL 20 Franchise Mode, Calgary Flames, and this is episode 15, I believe it is. Welcome back to our Franchise Mode here at the Calgary Flames. As you can see, we are in the 2021 Stanley Cup Playoffs, and it is round 2, and we've got who else but the Anaheim Ducks. Yes, it just seems like we cannot find a way to get through the Stanley Cup Playoffs in recent years without meeting the Anaheim Ducks. I just actually looked at the numbers. Or looked at the Flames' playoff history. This is the 5th time that the Calgary Flames will be meeting the Anaheim Ducks in the Stanley Cup playoffs. 5th time ever. All 5 of those meetings from 2006 onward. So just a quick look here, because I just found it really interesting. The Calgary Flames met the Ducks in 2006, obviously. We lost in 7 in the first round. And then, of course, we met the Ducks again in 2015, lost in 5 games in the second round, and then we met the Ducks again in 2017, was swept in the first round, and then met the Ducks again last year in our first season here with the Flames in this franchise mode, and we were swept by the Ducks yet again in the second round. So when you add that all up, the interesting thing about this is the Calgary Flames are 4-16 all time against the Anaheim Ducks. 4-16, that's our record against the Ducks in the postseason all time. So meaning we've only won 4 games, we've lost 16 games against them in all time. If you want to look at everything from 2015 on, the last 3 meetings that we played them in recent years, since 2015, we are 1-12. So that kind of gives you a little bit of perspective. 1 win to 12 losses in the last 3 postseason meetings, including last year where we got swept by them in the second round. So, yeah, it is not looking good when the Calgary Flames play the Anaheim Ducks in the playoffs all time, in recent history, whatever you want to say. It is just not good when we meet the Anaheim Ducks for some reason. And I said it at the end of the episode that we played the Ducks. I don't know if it was episode, I forget what number it was, but when we played them last year, against the Ducks in the second round. I said, I've never seen a team struggle so much with one organization throughout its history, especially when it comes to the postseason. We have had a very hard time playing this Anaheim Ducks team. But hey, look at this. One cool thing that we have for the first time that we hadn't had in those past how many meetings that we played them in the past 4 meetings that we played the Ducks is Corey Perry. He always was a member of the opposition Anaheim Ducks. Perry, of course, a long-time former Anaheim Duck. We just got him this year at the trade deadline, and he has come in and is now currently leading our team in the playoffs right now in points. 6 points in 5 games. This is a guy that we brought in at the deadline to be a depth player for us, 81 overall, but he has got the work done here through 5 games in the first round against Vancouver. Can he continue that against his former team, the team that we desperately need to beat here in the Anaheim Ducks? And like I said, he was such a huge part, especially in 2015 and 2017. He was such a huge part of that team that really destroyed us there. Don't know if he was around in 2006 when we met the Ducks for the first time in franchise history in the postseason. I don't think he played that year. If I'm not mistaken, he didn't play till the 2015 postseason. But I could be wrong. Maybe he did. I don't think if we looked at his stats, it would go back far enough to the 2006 Stanley Cup playoffs. But we can take a quick look here. Postseason. If we go all the way down here, yeah, I guess he was. He was a member of the Ducks back then. He played 11 postseason games with them. So obviously, like I said, the Ducks swept us in the first round that year. So he was a part of that team. Got 3 assists that year. But then again, like I said, the biggest impact he had against us was here in 2015. When he obviously had 18 points through 16 playoff games. Like I said, they played 5 of those games against us in 2015, and then again in 2017, they swept us in 4 games. He went 11 points through 17 games with the Ducks. Just such a huge part of that Anaheim team that really destroyed us. Last year, he was with the Stars. You can see there he actually played 23 games with the Stars. I think they did. I forget. Did Dallas win it last year? The Stanley Cup? I can't remember. Did he win the Stanley Cup again last year at Dallas? 23 games, he might have. We can't even look. We can't look at the awards yet from last year. I can't remember if it was the Stars that won the Stanley Cup last year in our franchise mode here. It doesn't matter if it was. Either way, though, Corey Perry, such a huge part of that Anaheim team that was such a thorn for the Calgary Flames to get by in recent history. Like I said, in the last 3 meetings with them, it's that Corey Perry was a part of. We went 1-12. or I guess he was a part of the 2006 team, so no, never mind that last stat. But still, Corey Perry, such a huge part of that. For the first time ever, he is now a part of the Calgary Flames instead of the Anaheim Ducks. So that's one thing we have up on the Ducks here in this rivalry. Hopefully this is the year that it finally ends. It finally happens, I should say. We finally get by the Anaheim Ducks. We just have not had a lot of luck. Again, all-time record 4-16 against the Ducks in the postseason. Just not good enough, including getting swept twice by the Ducks in 2 different playoff appearances. So without further ado, I should say, let's jump right into our franchise mode here, episode 15, like I said, I believe it is. Let's just take a quick look at the Ducks and get right into round number 2 to see if we can, in fact, beat the Anaheim Ducks. So actually, before we look at that, let's look at where they finished in the regular season here. So yeah, the Ducks actually just squeaked into the playoffs there with 91 points. Again, we finished second in our division, 3rd in the West, 6th in the NHL. The Ducks just squeaking in at 91 points. There's a look at their season in the entire NHL. Did they claim one of the final few spots here? I think they did. Yeah, they claimed the. Quite a few East teams claimed the final spots, but they claimed the final spot, I should say, in the Western Conference. Excuse me. So yeah, they kind of just got in the playoffs, if you will. Obviously, we were fighting for a division title with Edmonton, so we do have that on them. Let's take a quick look, at how they did in the regular season. Actually, you know what? It's not going to matter because we've already played around. Let's jump right to the postseason stats. Sorry, I just want to look at the postseason stats. So let's see how they're doing so far in the playoffs here. 25 goals for the Anaheim Ducks. That is good enough for first place right now. Now again, they played 7 games. You have to keep this in mind. We only played 5 games, but they did play 7 games. Put up 25 goals. They're averaging almost 4 or 3.5 goals a game in terms of goals against. It looks like they have a pretty good goals against record. We've only allowed 11 goals against there. The Anaheim Ducks allowing 16 goals against. So we have a slightly better goals against average than they do, but still a pretty good, solid team when you consider that. Our power play, of course, operating at 25% here in the power play. In the playoffs, we did in the last episode there, we made a massive change after game 2 because our power play and our PK were absolutely struggling. So we made a massive change, and it made a massive change, I should say. We made a big change, and it made a massive change here, as you can see in the stats, because our power play jumped all the way up to 3rd from pretty much dead last in the playoffs to 3rd place with a 25.0% power play. You can see they're operating at 25.8, so very similar numbers to we are. Again, they played 2 more games than we did, so they actually had a few more opportunities on the power play. 16 times on the power play is what we had. The Anaheim Ducks had 31 times on the power, so almost twice the amount we had. But still operating around 25%. The PK, wow, look at that. 90% is what their PK is operating at. Again, they were only shorthanded. They were shorthanded 20 times. They allowed 2 power play goals against. So a very strong PK, if you will, for the Anaheim Ducks. Our PK struggled a little bit. Actually struggled quite a bit. We're still dead last in the PK when it comes to the playoffs. So I thought we fixed that in the last episode, if I'm not mistaken. I thought our PK got better after game 2. I guess it did not get good enough. We were shorthanded 15 times and allowed 4 goals. But again, I think it's the fact that we were only shorthanded 15 times. You look at a lot of these teams, they were shorthanded a lot more, especially the Anaheim Ducks, where they had 20 times. I guess that's not a lot more, but we did allow 4 goals against in 15 times, and they allowed how many? I just don't understand why our PK is so bad. They allowed 2 in 20. So that just, for some reason, just doesn't seem like it adds up. Power play goals against time shorthanded. Yeah, I guess. But you know what? I guess the thing we're looking at is these numbers are so close on the PK, all of them. So it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's just a quick look there. So I thought our PK did better than that, but a little disappointed to see that. But they're a strong special teams team. So unlike the Vancouver Canucks, who we saw in the last round, the Anaheim Ducks are a very strong special teams team, which is weird because again they finished pretty low in the standings when you look at the regular season, but in the playoffs they're actually doing really well. Again, played 7 games compared to us that played 5 games, so they did have to go 7 games against whoever they played in the first round. But they are strong strong special teams team. So I just found that interesting. So let's take a quick look at how they're doing in terms of stats here in the postseason. So Daniel Sprong is leading the way for them with 8 points. Sam Steele also has 8 points, so he's leading the way as well. You can see Sprong, though, 4 goals, 4 assists. Steele, Ricard Raquel's got 7 points in 7 games. So quite a few guys here performing pretty well for them. 6 points in 7 games for Adam Henrique. Andres Koss, 5 points. Ryan Getzlaff, Perry's former running mate there, with 5 points as well. So always have to watch out for him. Nick Ritchie, 5 points. So their scoring is pretty spread out here, and they got quite a few guys that are doing well. But again, that's why they were sitting up top in terms of goals for. Just a quick look there at the rest of their stats, and then just a quick look here at their goaltending. John Gibson, of course, their number 1 goalie, played all 7 games for them. It looks like Scott Darling maybe came in relief in one of the games, but Scott Darling played all 7 games for them, went 4-2-0 and 9-3-8. So that's a really good save percentage there, 205 goals against. Playing really well for the Anaheim Ducks is John Gibson. I just want to go back to us quickly and take a look at Cam Talbot, who, of course, played the entire first round for us. 5 games played and 927. So not as good there, but almost as good. Now, one thing that I forgot at the end of the episode, we'll just take a quick look here at who's leading us through the first round. Like I said, it's Perry, then Giordano with 5 points. Mangiapane's got 4 points and 3 goals. 4 goals as well for Perry, by the way. 4 points there for Monahan. Bennett, Goudreau struggling a little bit with just 2 points there in the opening round against Vancouver, as well as Domi, but Domi only played 2 games because he got injured, and that's what I wanted to talk about. Actually, at the end of the last episode, you can see Tkachuk was down there too. He's struggling quite a bit. At the end of the last episode, we got the good news that we did, in fact, get all of our players back that were injured. So that being, of course, Max Domi, Sean Monahan, and David Riddick all come back from injury. So if you go here, it looks like I forgot it at the line, so I'll have to do that here in a second. But if we go to scratches, yes, all 3 of these guys are healthy again. That is really good news. So I actually simmed up to the opening day of the second round so we could get these guys fully healthy, because they were all pretty much ready to come back at the end of that last player series. And then we had about, 3 or 4 days off while the rest of the playoffs were finishing up, including the Anaheim Ducks. So that allowed these 3 guys to get about 3 or 4 good days of rest and really heal up. So that's good news. Of course, if you weren't watching the last few episodes, we lost David Riddick at the end of the regular season. He missed a good chunk of that last month of the regular season and the entire first round, as well as Sean Monahan missed a good portion. He did come back in the playoffs, but then got re-injured, and Max Domi was out for the entire, or most of that first round as well. And I think some of the regular season as well. So it's good to get all these guys back. Obviously, these are 3 of our top pieces that we need. Monahan and Domi are 1 and 2 number 1 centermen, and then of course David Riddick, our number 1 goalie. But Cam Talbot, like I said, he did okay holding us in there, winning 4 games and 928 save percentage or something like that in the first round against the Vancouver Canucks. So he did a lot better actually than I thought he would. In the end of the regular season, it was looking a little iffy with Cam Talbot. I was a little concerned going into the playoffs, but Cam Talbot actually did really well for us in the absence of David Riddick. So we'll put Riddick back in. So here's what we'll do. Actually, give me a second here. I'm going to go back and edit our lines, and then we will jump back in and take a look at Anaheim's lines, and then we'll get right into the second round. So give me a second here. All right, so we're back here. So I just finished editing all the lines here. Obviously, at the end of that last episode, like I said, when all those guys came back and were healthy, I had to click best lines so we could sim forward in order to do that. I couldn't do that the last episode as we were tight on time. So basically, I had to go in here and edit every single line over again as the computer had just automatically put the best lines in without Domi, Monahan, and Riddick in the situations. So I had to put all of them in. Like I said, Domi and Monahan are top 2 centermen, 1-2 down the middle. So it's good to get our top 2 centermen back. I couldn't imagine going forward without a deep playoff run without these 2 players, obviously up front. You know what? It's been so long since we've had both Domi and Monahan in the lineup at the same time. It's about, like I said, about probably halfway through March. So I can't even remember what our lines were like back then. Obviously, in the first round there, we had different lines because we were missing one of these, if not both of these players at some point. So I had to go in and just completely make new lines up, but I try to stick to what we had for most of the year. So I put Johnny Gaudreau, Max Domi, Matthew Tkachuk on the same line, top line there. I like Tkachuk and Domi. I've liked them all along together. Put them up there. Johnny's struggling, as is Tkachuk. Both players are struggling. Just 2 points for Tkachuk in that first round, and there's 2 points for Johnny in that first round. Domi, again, he went 2 points, but in just 2 games. So hopefully Domi's elite playmaking ability can help Tkachuk and Johnny Gaudreau to start potting some goals. We'll stick Monahan back down there, Lindholm and Mangiapane to start. Again, we can always rotate these players if we had to, or switch the lines up. We'll see how it goes in game one here. Bennett, Backlund, and Perry there. Perry again having a really good year for us. Or playoffs, I should say, so far. I could see us bumping Perry up to play here where Lindholm is, because again, Lindholm's only got 2 points in 5 games. You know what? In fact, we're going to start with that. I was just thinking of that. Let's start Perry up there with Monahan and Mangiapane. He's been that good. And then, of course, Mangiapane also has 4 points in 5 games. I want to start. Perry's playing really well for us, and I really want him to have an elevated row against his former team, because somehow we got to figure out the Anaheim Ducks. And maybe Corey Perry is the answer. Maybe a former Duck himself that was so good for them for so many years. Maybe he's the answer. So let's give him an elevated top 6 row. Lindholm really struggling. We'll put him down there with Backlund and Bennett. This would be a real good shutdown line in real life. I don't know if we're going to be able to use it that way in this game. Wilson, Jankowski, Dubé round out our offense there. Defense, I didn't even touch Giordano, Hanifin, Valimaki, Anderson, Shillington. Hamnick will stay the same. Had to go in on, obviously, edit, of course, all of our special teams. Now, again, like I said, what we did at the end of game 2 there in the first round is we completely reconstructed our 2 power play units. Again, because I hit best lines, it completely messed up those units, minus the fact that we also didn't have Monahan and Domi out there. So I made 2 brand new power play units, and again, we will evaluate them again if we're struggling like we did in the last round, and we have to make drastic changes to our power play units because they're struggling that bad like they were after 2 games against Vancouver. Then we will do that. But right now we'll start with Johnny Gaudreau, Sean Monahan, Matthew Tkachuk, Mark Giordano, and Max Domi as our top unit. Very, very elite on paper. We'll see if they can get it done in the playoffs. Mangiapane, Backlund, and Perry, and then Hanifin and Lindholm on the second unit. So that's, I mean, this is our top 12 guys here, our top 10 guys. 5 per unit. There are top 10 guys on these units, including Mangiapane and Perry, who have been playing really well for us. So we'll keep that together. I just went in then, like I said, and did the rest of these lines. Also made brand new PKs, again, because we didn't have Monahan and Domi, so put them into a lot of situations. These are our top 8 defensive players. These are our top 4 defensive forwards, in Monahan, Backlund, Lindholm, and Domi. They have the best defensive stats when you look at the stats in their defensive stats, I guess I should say, down here in the defensive stats, bottom left there. Defensive awareness, shot blocking, stick checking, that's what I'm looking at here when I'm putting them in there. They have the best stats, as does Giordano, Hanifin, Hamnick, and Rasmus Anderson among our defensemen. Those are our best defensive defensemen. So, like, really, our PK should not be struggling as bad as it is, as bad as it was there in the first round. We should be doing a lot better on the PK. We have some really elite defensive players here on these units. I'm not sure where we're struggling. But anyways, I went there and just reconstructed it. Hopefully, these drastic changes can help make a difference there. 4-on-4 for you. That's all the same. Extra attacker is the same. There is no 3-on-3. And then, of course, got David Riddick back in there. Cam Talbot is the backup. Didn't send Zagadulin down just yet, touching wood right now, but hopefully we don't have to use Zagadulin again. But just in case, I didn't send him down. Again, Riddick's just coming back from about since middle of March. I don't think he's going to aggravate an injury, but again, we'll touch wood. Hopefully he doesn't. He's going right out there as a starter. Like I said, Cam Talbot had a really, really good opening round there for us against the Colorado Avalanche. Much better than I thought. But definitely want to go back with our number 1 goaltender, like David Riddick, a lot more than I do Cam Talbot in net, with all due respect, of course, to Talbot, who, like I said, had a really good opening round. So let's take a quick look here at the Ducks now before we jump right in, and then we'll get right into our second round playoff matchup here against the Ducks. So Sprong, Steele, and Silverberg, like I said, Daniel Sprong and Sam Steele leading them in scoring. What did I say, with 8 points each? Yeah, 8 points each for Sprong and Steele there. Jakob Silverberg rounding out that top line. That's a pretty good top line, not like a super elite, 84, 86, 83. But again, they're getting the job done, so that's all that matters. Really, that's why you look at their stats and not their overalls. Getzlaf, like I said, really steady for them. Still 85 overall for Getzlaf, and he's 35 years of age. 85 there for Raquel, and then Andres Cass, excuse me. Nick Ritchie, Adam Henrique, and Kiefer Sherwood, I should say, sorry. And then Max Jones, Devin Shore, and Troy Terry there to round out their bottom 4. So they do have a pretty good spread out offense. First thing you notice is they are deep down the middle, just like we are. 86, 85, and 84. I believe we're like 91, 86, and 84 down the middle. So very deep down the middle. But they got some good supporting wingers here that are, like I said, like Sprong and Getzlaf. Even Silverberg, excuse me. He only has 3 points, but we know he can be an elite player as well. I like their bottom 6 too. I like guys down here like Terry and Jones, although that's their top prospects going forward. Nick Ritchie's always seemed to find a way to always be such an effective player against the Flames in real life. I don't know if he will be in this game. 5 points so far through 7 games, so he's getting it done on the third line. But again, we got Corey Perry to counter for that. Taking a quick look here at the defense, obviously the number one defenseman still Hampus Lindholm at 86. Josh Manson, there, 84, paired up with him. There's Fowler and Mike Green, the Calgary native there on the second pairing, and then Jakob Larson, and Brendan Gooley there as well. Definitely not as strong maybe as our defense right now. Or I guess it could be close. I think we have a slightly stronger defensive core, but again, they're doing really well in terms of goals against. I'm guessing a huge part of that is probably John Gibson, who we'll take a look at here in a second. This is a look at their power play. Like I said, their power play 25.8%. I said so. Really good power play. They're getting it done. Steele, Getzlaf, Raquel, Fowler, and Sprong. That's a pretty, knowing how good that guys like Raquel, Steele, and Sprong are doing, that's a pretty elite top power play unit. Second unit looks like this: Richie, Henrik, Shore, Green, and Lindholm. Again, on paper, maybe doesn't look as elite, but they're getting the job done. Just a quick look at their PK, which is just 90%, super good for some reason. They do have Adam Henrique, which helps. I think this guy's got really good defensive stats. I guess not, really. 87, 83, and 88. That's not the best defensive stats. He probably was at one point. They got Troy Terry playing some PK units as well. And again, not the best defensive stats for these guys, but again, getting the job done. Kiefer Sherwood, look at his defensive stats there. I know I'm going through this quickly, but yeah, I'm kind of surprised their PK is doing as well as it is, and more surprised that our PK is not doing better. But again, hopefully now that I reconstructed all the lines, hopefully things will look a little bit better for us in that department. So again, here's a look at their super elite goalie in John Gibson, 90 overall. Obviously, we don't even have to talk about how good he is, 938 through 7 games. Yeah, look at those stats. So good. One of the best goalies in the league, I think, at the moment is John Gibson. It's going to be tough for us to counter that. Again, we do have David Riddick back now, who's about an 85, I believe Riddick is. Their backup is Scott Darling, by the way, at 79. We have the better backup, obviously, Cam Talbot, who is an 81, but like I said, played really well for us in that first round. So we do have to go back to Talbot. Very confident doing so. Probably more confident than they would be going to Scott Darling. But again, Riddick is an 85 and Gibson in 91. So a bit of a difference there. They obviously have us beat in that category, but again, that's on paper. Hopefully things change out around. So we're definitely going to need offense in this round because again, we're facing John Gibson. We faced him the last how many times? We faced him last year when we played in the playoffs. I think we faced him in 2017 and 2015, I believe it was Frederick Anderson. But John Gibson's definitely had our number. He's a huge part of why we have been 4-16 all time against them, 1-12 in the last 3 playoff meetings against them in the playoffs. John Gibson, a huge reason why. We're gonna have to find a way to get the puck past them. But again, I'm just gonna stick Corey Perry's ass right in front of John Gibson, and hopefully that works because Perry was a former teammate for such a long time there. Hopefully he can get the job done. Maybe, just maybe, that might be the recipe to finally getting by the Anaheim Ducks. So for the 5th time in franchise history, it is the Calgary Flames and the Anaheim Ducks in the Stanley Cup Playoffs. Like I said, 4-16 all time is not the best record if you're the Calgary Flames, but hopefully we can turn this thing around against the Ducks. And for the first time since 2004, can we make it to the 3rd round? It'll be interesting to see. We need a deep playoff run this year, and we have not made it past, like I said, the 2nd round. Since 2004. That's almost 20 years ago. I guess, what is that? 17 years ago since we made it to the 2nd round. So we really, really badly need a playoff win, series win here against the Ducks. We did against the Canucks there in 5. Can we do it against the Ducks here in round 2 for the 2nd straight year? By the way, last year we also had the Canucks in the 1st round and the Ducks in the 2nd round. We were swept by the Ducks in the 2nd round last year. Can we please get a win against the Ducks here? Just let's start with 1 win, and then let's get 3 more and win this series. So here we go. Like I said, 5th time in franchise history that we're going to meet them. They are the Flames killers. Can we finally get by the Anaheim Ducks? Here we go. Game 1 from the Dome. We do have home ice advantage in this. Not sure if it's going to matter, but hopefully it does. Flames and Ducks real-time sim. Here we go. Game 1. I'm going to take a drink here. And we got a first look at the power play, and we score. Johnny Gaudreau, new look power play, 1-0 Flames. That's our first goal of the series. 2nd power play, we don't get anything on the 2nd power play. That's a huge opening goal in the series for Johnny Gaudreau. Like I said, just his 3rd point of the playoffs in his 6th game here. All right, 1-0 Flames after 22nd period. Flames and Ducks. Come on, Calgary. Come on, we got to add more scoring. We got to find ways to beat John Gibson. We can't just rely on the power play. There's a huge goal, Rasmus Andersson. That's what you like to see. Off of the third pairing, too. Nice to see that. Here's our first look at the PK. Nice. There we go. That's the PK getting it done. And then we get a huge power play goal right after it by Noah Hannafin. So a couple defensemen stepping up, and our new look power play and PK so far have been looking good for us through 40 minutes. That's what you want to see. Plus an even strength goal there on the third pairing by Rasmus Andersson. I guess actually, sorry, he's on the second pairing. Rasmus Andersson is on the second pairing. Still, huge goal there by Andersson, 3-0. Here's another look at the power play. Can we go 3 for 3? I was going to say on the PP. No. Here's another look at the PK, and they get their first power play goal. So for the first time, our PK does give up a goal, and then they get a second one right after that. Getzlaf, and then Shore here late in the third. Come on, Calgary. We got to hang on for this opening win. Come on, Calgary. Hang on. Come on. Yes, we do. And it is a huge 3-2 win. Noah Hannafin's power play goal holding up as the game winner. So they get a couple late ones there in the third. But the Calgary Flames win this first opening game of the series. So there we go. We have officially not been swept by the Ducks for what would be the third time in the last 3 playoff meetings. Yeah, because we were swept by them in 2017, swept by them last year in 2020. We could have been swept by them again this year. That would have been 3 straight series against the Ducks. So that's our first win in 3 series against the Ducks, and just our 5th win all time against them in 5 playoff meetings. But yes, that's what you like to see. Corey Perry, look at that. That's what I said. Corey Perry was going to have a big night against his former team, or I should say a big series, and so far he has in game 1. 2 points there in an elevated role in the top 6, 22 minutes there on a line with Sean Monahan, who also has 2 assists there. Rasmus Andersson getting a huge goal, as well as Noah Hannafin, the game winner, and Johnny Gaudreau to open the scoring was huge for us on the PP. And the first game of the postseason for David Riddick, and he goes 9-3-5, making, 29 saves, on 31 shots, 9-3-5 for David Riddick. So really good opening performance there by David Riddick as he enters the Stanley Cup playoffs for us, taking over for Cam Talbot. That's what you want to see. It was a tight game, obviously, 3-2, but we do take the win at the end of the day. That's all that matters, is that we are getting the W's, and especially against the Anaheim Ducks. So here we go. This is game number 2. We need to win this one. Like I said, I want nothing more to beat the Ducks, but how sweet would it be if we could sweep the Ducks as well? Let's first try and get the wins, but that would be a pretty sweet thing to do to the Ducks after they did it to us for so many years. But let's get right into game 2. We can't give them any life, is what I'm trying to say. They're such a good team, and they have such a good history against us. We cannot give Anaheim any life here. I don't care how many players it's been since they beat us in whatever year. We just got to continue to find a way to beat the Ducks here. So opening goals by Sean Monahan, Jakob Silfverberg, then they get another one from Ryan Getzlaf. 2-1 Ducks here in the first period. It was good to start off there with an opening goal by Monahan. Then we allowed 2 goals here. All even strength goals, but still don't want to be allowing those goals. Again, like I said, Silfverberg always finds a way to beat us as well. He's another Flames killer, him and Nick Ritchie, and really Ryan Getzlaf too. That's 2 goals in 2 games for Ryan Getzlaf. Come on, Flames, we got to battle back here in the second period. Game 2 here. Come on, power play, another look at the power play. Come on, Calgary. Come on. Oh, they got such a good PK. That was a good look at the PP, but we got to keep it going here. Another power play. We got to start scoring on these. Come on, Calgary. Got to start capitalizing on those power plays, especially in a series like this. Come on. If we can beat Anaheim at the special teams game, we have a good chance in this series, because they are such a good special teams team. All right, here we go. Still 2-1. Ducks after 43rd period. Flames and Ducks. Come on, Calgary. We need some answers here on John Gibson. Another look at the power play. Oh, our power play struggling here in game 2. It's really struggling in game 2. It looked good in game 1. It's struggling. Here's another power play. Oh my God, that's got to be 0 for 5 or 0 for 6 so far. And then they get a huge goal from all that PK momentum and make it 3-1. And it looks like there's another goal there. I was just going to say, it looks like they're going to win this one, and they will. They'll hang on for the 4-1 win. Story of this one: special teams. We could not bury one on the power play. Like I said, not sure what the stats were there, but not a good night at all for the Calgary Flames. Power play, a few guys in the minuses here. Riddick goes 8-7-1, so not the best night there for him. But again, as a team, we got to start capitalizing on the power play. I just want to see if it shows penalties here. Yeah. So yeah, we had, what is that, 5. We've had 5 power plays, and we could not capitalize on any of them. So 0 for 5 is not good enough, especially in the Stanley Cup playoffs, especially against the Anaheim Ducks. We have to be much better than that. So that's a huge loss there that we could have obviously won if we played a little bit better. So starting to wonder if we do go 0 for 5 there, if we should make minor tweaks to the PPI. You know what? I'm going to leave it for one game because that was just one game. Like I said, it looked good in game 1. We did get a power play goal there in game 1. Yeah, I'm going to leave it because we still have our top guys out there. But we'll monitor it. If it does bad here in game 3, we're going to make drastic changes like we did against Vancouver because we have to find answers here. So series is tied at 1-1, going back to the Honda Center in Anaheim. No longer are we cursed in that building. We know we can win in there, so we've got to find a way here to win in Anaheim here and get to steal 2 games here. So here we go. Game 3 already underway here in Anaheim. Series is deadlocked at 1 apiece. Come on, Flames. We need this one. Come on. We have to get this win here. Come on, Calgary. They're out shooting us 12-4 right now in the first. Come on, Flames. Come on. Nothing going on here in the first period. Quite a quiet first period. 16-10 are the shots for the Ducks after 1. Let's go to the second period here. Come on, Calgary. Anything here would be nice. We need offense. We can't rely on low-scoring games because they have John Gibson in net. They're going to beat us at that every time. Come on, Calgary. Come on. We need more shots here. More shots. Oh my God. Nothing through 40 so far. Wow, oh my God, they get a late stinker. Come on. Ryan Getzlaf gets a late power play goal with 32 seconds on the clock. That's brutal. Oh my God, that's 3 goals in 3 games for the Ducks captain, and he is really stepping up. He's just like, I see you, Corey Perry. I'll step up in your absence here. Oh my God, at 35 years of age, come on, Getzlaf, get out of here. Jeez, that's a huge goal for them. All right, we got 1 period left here to tie this thing up and get a couple huge ones here. We can't go down 2-1. Come on, Flames. Fight back in this one. Come on. We need this game. In Anaheim, we can steal this win. Come on. Let's get a goal here. Let's get a goal. Jeez, we're getting nothing here halfway through the period. Come on, Calgary. Ah, yes, huge goal there by Matty Tkachuk. Huge goal. Okay, hang on, Calgary. Hang on. Come on. Come on. Oh, I think that's Tkachuk's first of the playoffs, and it is a huge one here in Game 3. Now we're going to overtime. Shots are deadlocked at 32 apiece, so we actually have a pretty strong third period fighting back there on the shot clock and getting a huge goal by Matthew Tkachuk. We have to steal this overtime win now. Huge come from behind win. Let's steal it. Come on, Flames. Overtime underway in Game 3. Come on, Calgary. Come on. We can get this one. 5 minutes into overtime. Yes! Woohoo! We got that one. And it's Juuso Valimaki with what I believe is his first ever Stanley Cup playoff goal. I'm not sure if he scored last year. I could be wrong. But that's a massive goal for the Calgary Flames. Oh, Juuso Valimaki. That is huge. I can't believe what a comeback win for the Flames. And look at that, Johnny Gaudreau 2 assists. So he set up both goals, both the huge tying goal and then the winning goal there by Valimaki. So our top line of Gaudreau, Tkachuk, and Domi was out there for both goals. Where's Domi here? Doesn't look like Domi gets a point, but Tkachuk does get 2 points, as does Johnny Gaudreau. Huge for a couple guys that struggled in the first round. 2 of our top players. And a 9-7-0 for David Rittich. What a night for David Rittich. Much better bounce back night. But that's 2 really solid games by Rittich to start this series, and a huge one in Anaheim for Rittich as well. A massive win there for the Flames to come from behind and win that one in overtime. But we have to continue to win. Like I said, we just got to continue to step on the pedal here and not give the Anaheim Ducks anything. We have to steal this last game, because if we can take this game here and go up 3-1 heading back to Calgary, that could be huge. We have to see if we can take a huge lead here. Interesting note, let's take a look at all these other series. 3-0 for the Abs over the Stars, and then 3-0 for the Caps over the Flyers, and 3-0 for the Leafs over the Red Wings. So we are the only series that is close. The other ones look like they could be swept in each series. There in the other 3 series, I should say. But yeah, we got to focus on ours here, and we just got to focus on winning here. Let's not give the Ducks any life here. Let's not let them tie this one up, obviously. Yeah, like I said, yeah, let's get this other game here in Anaheim too. That could be huge. Didn't take a long look there at the special teams in Game 3. So I don't think we'll make any lineup changes. Obviously, there's a couple big PKs to start off, and then we get a power play and nothing. Another big PK there. Probably some 4-on-4 time in between. Just about the end of the first period here, and they're leading us in shots 11-10. So pretty even first period. Looked like we had equal chances on special teams there. Shots pretty even, but come on, Calgary, let's steal this Game 4. Like they say, Game 4, usually the most important game of any series. We need to win this one. Could put us up 3-1 if we do. All right, second period. Come on, Calgary. Here's a look at the power play. Come on, power play. You got to do something. You got to do something, power play. Oh, we got to do something on the power play. My God. All right, that's technically 0 for 1 because I won't count those first few because they were so abbreviated. But we need to start doing more on the power play here. Come on, Calgary. Come on. Oh, this is looking a lot like the last game here. Looking a lot like the last game where we went scoreless pretty much through 40, except for Getzlaf with that late goal. All right, this is a really low-scoring series. I did not expect it to be this low-scoring, but it makes sense. There's two really good goalies in Riddick and Gibson in net. Come on, Calgary. Let's get that puck past Gibson here. Come on, big PK, big PK. Yes. Come on. Oh my God, another big PK, another big PK. There we go. There we go. Oh my God, another PK. Oh, 5-on-3. Oh, that's a couple huge PKs there, but now we got to get some momentum, get a goal here. Come on, Calgary. Let's get a late one. Come on, Calgary. Late one. Oh, we're going to overtime for a second straight game. Oh, this is nerve-wracking. Like, I'm sweating. This is, it's just, there's so much on the line. I think it's the history against Anaheim that just really ramps this one up. All right, 38-30 are the shots for the Ducks through regulation. We are going to overtime, like I said, for the second straight game. If we can score here, like I said, it will put us up 3-1 heading back to Calgary. We will have a really good... If we score here, we have a really good shot at ending that curse against the Ducks in the postseason. Let's see if we can get it. Come on, Calgary. Here we go. Come on. Overtime has begun in Game 4. This is probably the biggest goal of the series because it could shift it. Come on, Calgary. Let's not let it shift halfway through the first overtime. Oh my God, they get another power play. Our PK has been so good, and then they score. Fuck me. Jesus, Daniel Sprung scores with just, looks like 6:55 left. Oh, we were doing so good. I don't know why we were taking so many penalties, but we were doing so good killing them off. Yeah, look at all those penalties. My God. We had a couple of opportunities on the power play there in the second. Couldn't do anything. But look at all those penalties in the third and in overtime for Calgary. We just couldn't get anything going here in terms of power or momentum, I guess, from all these PKs. Anderson, Hanifin, Domi, Anderson, Kachuk, Domi. Too many penalties there. Might have costed us this one. Even though they don't end up scoring, our PK does really well. It just didn't give us enough momentum to go back the other way. And so we do get shut out in this one as well by John Gibson. It goes about almost a full overtime. In really good night for Riddick, 9-7-9. Obviously facing 48 shots there. And making 47 saves on those 48 shots. But we have to be better. We have to find ways to score here against John Gibson. We shouldn't have went to overtime to begin with. But this sucks because now they've tied the series up at 2. And it looks like both series in the East have been swept by the Caps and Leafs. And it looks like the Stars have battled back against the Avs. Right now ours is tied at 2, and we need to find a way to end this. So this could go 7. It's obviously going to go at least 6 right now. But it could go 7. And I'm hoping that we just find a way to win it here, either in 6 or 7. Preferably in 6. We can get 2 more wins here. So we got Game 5 back in Calgary. Let's use our home ice here. Whoever wins this one is going to go up 3-2. And we'll be a win away from the Western Conference. So let's hope it is us here. What am I doing here? Let's go back. I'm just... You know what? I'm going to make a quick tweak to our power play because our power play struggling. Even though we didn't have a lot of chances in that last game, struggled a little bit. Let's see. We can make maybe a quick tweak here to our power play. It looked like Kachuk and Goudreau were just getting going here. I wonder... I wonder if we just switch Kachuk and Perry around. Just a minor tweak here. We'll keep Domi out there. Could Giordano, I should say. Mangiapane back. Yeah, let's just try that one tweak. See if that makes it enough. Put Perry in the top unit. Put Tkachuk on the second unit. Because Perry's still leading us with 9 points in 9 games. See if we can help out the power play as well. We really could use Corey Perry. He's our secret weapon here against Anaheim. And I think he's going to be the only way we beat Anaheim. All right, 2-2 deadlock. We're going into Game 5. This is such a nerve-wracking game here. All right, here we go. Game 5, Calgary and Anaheim in Calgary. We need this win. We absolutely almost must win this one. It's almost a literal must win. Here's a PK here for Calgary. Big PK. We got to stop taking penalties, too. I don't know what's going on, but you have to stop taking penalties. All right, come on, Flames. Come on. Here we go. Shots are 11-8 for them after 20. And again, that's another scoreless first period. Third straight game in a row. It has been it's been a very low scoring series, like I said, but we have to find ways. Like I said, we cannot rely on this because they will beat us at this game. They have John Gibson. I mean, Riddick's been playing out of his mind in this series so far. Probably just as good as Gibson, but we need to start helping him out and scoring some goals here. So come on, Calgary. Second period. We got to get our offense going here. Come on, Flames. Here's our first look at the... Come on, power play. Yes! Yes, Johnny Gaudreau. It's not on the power play, but we'll take it. We will take it. It comes after the PP, but we will take it. 1-0. Yes! Max Domi! Woohoo! Right at the halfway mark of the second at 10 minutes. Exactly. Max Domi with a huge goal. That is huge. And then they get a late one there. Oh, that's Ryan Getzlaf's 4th of the series already. Whew. All right, 2-1. Can we hang on? 2-1 after 40. We're out shooting them 27-16, so we might be technically outplaying them as well. We have to hang on here in Game 5. We have to. Come on, Calgary. It's only a 1-goal game. Let's hang on. Let's get some more scoring, though. Excuse me. PK here to start the period. We kill it off. Come on, Flames. Come on. Ah! They tie the game up. Josh Manson. Then they go to the power play. Oh, come on, Calgary. Oh, no way, Josh Manson again. Oh, you're killing me. No, come on, Calgary. Fight back. Fight back. No. Why? We were up like 2-1. Or I guess technically we were up 2-0 too at one point. And they come back with 3 unanswered, including 2 of the biggest goals of Josh Manson's career. Oh, like why? This is brutal. I don't know what it is. I just, 2 points for Tkachuk. 8-9-3 for David Rick. He's still been really good in this series. What is going on? We're just not scoring. Oh, shit. I don't even know what to do at this point. Perry's gone a little bit cold lately. Definitely not as good as he was in the first round. I'm just trying to think here. Do we make lineup changes here ahead of a Game 6 where we are now officially facing elimination? The Ducks are 1 win away. We are still 2 wins away from the Western Conference. Yeah, Lindholm still hasn't done anything. Oh, this is tough. This is a tough call. Like I said, Tkachuk and Gaudreau are starting to heat up their Domi. Monahan. This is a tough one. This is a really, really tough one. I'm going to switch Monahan and Domi around. Rely on the chemistry between Johnny and Monty to get going. Keep Tkachuk on that right flank. Keep Perry in a top 6 role. Domi and Mangiapane. Bennett, Backlund, Lind. Like, I mean, there's nothing more we can change. These are our top guys. Like, you don't want to take any of these guys out of the top 6, and you don't want to take these guys off the third line. I mean, we could take Wilson out for Versteeg. That's pretty much all we can do. I don't know if it's going to make much of a difference, but we will try it. Keep Dylan Dubé, sorry, on the left side there. Versteeg, who is a right winger. So we'll make minor change on our fourth line. Other than that, there's not much we can do. I mean, and of course, like I said, Rick's been excellent in net. So I really don't know what else to do here. This is tough. We have to hope that these guys can find a way to come through. Like I said, we need to win 2 straight games now. We are facing elimination. We do not want to lose a 5th straight playoff series against the Ducks. That is just, oh. Oh boy, okay. Here we go. Let's jump right into it. There's nothing else to do, nothing else to say. Game 6 of the 2nd round against Anaheim. We are facing elimination. We need a win. It's a must-win, literally, for the Calgary Flames. Here we go. Back in Anaheim. Come on, Calgary. We can easily fight back and win 2 games here in a row. Come on. Come on, Calgary. I know it's Anaheim, but we can do this. Come on, power play. Come on. Come on, power play. You got to do more than that. My God, our power play is still struggling. Come on, Calgary. Come on. Oh, my God. Ricardo Cal. That one hurts. Yeah. Oof. Okay. Still lots of hockey to be played here, though. 40 minutes to go. Come on, Calgary. Come on. Fight back in this one. Come on, Flames. Come on. We're up in shots here. 14-8. Come on, Calgary. Big PK. Big PK. Oh, my God. Come on, Flames. Come on. Let's get a goal here. Let's get something going. This is the worst time possible for our offense to run dry. Oh. Fuck. Alright, 20 minutes could be it on our season if we do not score here. We are 20 minutes away from losing a 5th straight series to the Anaheim Ducks. And literally, I've never seen anything like this. But here we go. Come on, Calgary. Let's keep our season alive here. Let's get a goal. At least tie this game up. Come on, Flames. Come on. Yes, there we go. A Lindholm. That's a massive goal. Now our power play. Come on, Calgary. Come on. Generate some momentum, please. Come on. Let's get another one before this game's over. Come on, please, Calgary. Please. 5 minutes to go in regulation. Yeah! Woo! Sam Bennett! Sam Bennett on the 3rd line! Yes! And we hang on for the Game 6 win. Okay, that's huge. 2 unanswered comeback goals in the 3rd period. Lindholm and Bennett. 2 guys that you would probably not expect who have probably struggled quite a bit in Lindholm and Bennett in the playoffs so far. And they get massive goals for the Calgary Flames to keep a little bit of life left in our season and send this to a 7th game. Sam Bennett only playing 12 minutes of ice time and he scores. He actually gets a 2-point night there. I forgot Lindholm's on the 3rd line as well, so that 3rd line doing all the damage for us. That's the definition of depth scoring right there for Sam Bennett and Elias Lindholm. And another solid night for David. Wow, he's got to have the best save percentage. Another 9.71. I think that's the 3rd game his save percentage has been above 9.7 in this playoff series. Yeah, he's got to have the best save percentage. He is being peppered with shots, and he is making saves. He is giving us a chance to still win this this series here. So this is it. It is coming down to a do-or-die Game 7 against the Anaheim Ducks. You could have not have scripted this any better. Like I said, in the first of 5 playoff meetings in our franchise's history against Anaheim, we did go to 7 games. In the first one against them in 2006, we lost in that 7th game to Anaheim in 2006. Now we are in our 5th playoff meeting with them. We're going back to a 7th game with them. It's also in the first round as it was in 2006. We have to find a way here to turn the tables. We have never, ever beat the Anaheim Ducks in the Stanley Cup Playoffs. We are 1 win away, 1 Game 7 win away from doing that and heading to the Western Conference Finals for the first time in 17 years. This could be the biggest win in recent Flames history if we can get it done. We just have to win 1 game. 1 game against Anaheim. We can do it. We can do it. Oh my God, this is so nerve-wracking. All right, here we go. Let's jump right into Game 7. Calgary, Anaheim. Winner goes to the Western Conference Finals. Please let it be us. Please let it be us. There's so much years of frustration I'd like to take out right here. Come on, Calgary. Here it is. Game 7 from the Dome. Come on, Calgary. This is the biggest game of our playoffs. Oh, in recent franchise's history. It's definitely the biggest game since 2004 in franchise history. Oh my God, and they open the scoring, Stam Steele. A silencer. Oh my God, Mike Green. The Calgary native. That's 2 goals on 6 shots. What the hell, Riddick? Oh. 2 goals on 6 shots to open Game 7 for the Ducks. Why? Oh. All right, this is not over. There's still lots of time. We came from behind in the last game. We can do it again here. We just have to start scoring. Come on, Calgary. Come on. Second period is a goal from the Dome. Game 7, come on. Yes! It's a power play goal from Sean Monahan. Oh, and then they score. Silverberg restores the 2-goal lead. That is a dagger right there by Jakob Silverberg. Come on, Calgary. Come on. Still time to fight back in this one. Come on. We need more scoring. Come on. This is the biggest game in recent franchise's history. Oh. Sam Steele. Oh. Fuck me. And it's a 3-goal deficit after 40 minutes, and they are starting to leave the Dome. The fans are starting to file out as there is just one period to play. Can the Flames come all the way from behind? It would take the most epic comeback ever to keep our season alive at this point in Game 7. Oh, and it was so close, too. This just, I don't even know what to say. All right. Here we go. Final period, possibly of our season. Third period is a goal. Calgary, Anaheim. There's a goal. There's one. Johnny Gaudreau. We need 2 more here. At least 2 more in this period. Come on, Flames. Come on. Keep going, Calgary. Come on. Come on, Calgary. Anything at all. Oh. 5 minutes to go, Calgary. This would be a good time to pot a couple goals. There's one more, Dobie. Come on, pull the goalie. Pull the goalie. A minute left. Come on, 30 seconds. Ah! Woo! Michael Backlund ties the game up at 4. Can you believe it? Oh. I don't even know what that scream was, by the way. That is, you can't make this stuff up. But we have not completed it. It is still 4-4. This could all be for nothing if we do not score in overtime. Johnny Gaudreau, Max Domi, Michael Backlund with 30 seconds. Could you imagine the Dome? Could you imagine the sight it would be with 30 seconds to go and Michael Backlund ties it up? Oh, in Game 7 of Round 2. But we have to get the bigger goal here and win this in overtime. Next goal sends the team to the Western Conference Finals. Will it be us or will it be Anaheim? Please let it be us. Here we go, overtime. Game 7. Overtime in Game 7. Oh, and they score. We came all the way back, though. Oh. So close. Give me a minute here. We were so close. Oh. And it's Sam Steele. Is that the hat trick for... That is the hat trick for Sam Steele. I don't even need to finish that sentence to know that is the hat trick for Sam Steele. Yeah. A 4-point night for Sam Steele. 4-point night for Jakob Silverberg. What a night for those guys. Give credit where credit's due for the former Regina Pats captain and Sam Steele. We fought all the way back. Still, that was an amazing Game 7. It just sucks it didn't end for us in the way we hoped. 2-point nights there for Domi. Gaudreau, Monahan, Mangiapane. And onward, and then Riddick, 8-4-8. Not the best night for Riddick, but again, he had one hell of a series. Coming back from injury and then playing the way he did, that is one hell of a series for David Riddick. So, obviously, that ends our season for the second straight year at the hands of the Anaheim Ducks. Our season comes to an end in the second round. This year, we were not swept. Last year, we were swept. This year, we lose in 7. For the 5th straight playoff meeting, we do not beat the Anaheim Ducks. We are now 0-5 in playoff meetings against the Anaheim Ducks, and we are 4, 5, 6, 7 for however many losses we've lost against them. To 23, 7 for 23, something like that, some crazy like that. I don't know. It doesn't matter at the end. We just do not have a good record against the Ducks. Bottom line is we have never won a playoff series against them. They have a really good record against us. This one came so close. I mean, we were down, we were down 4-3 there. Battled back 1 Game 6, 2-1. Battled back for a 7th game. We're down 4-1 after 40 minutes there in Game 7. 3 goals in the third period, including 30 seconds left off the stick of Michael Backlund, the biggest goal of his career. His other biggest goal up until that point of his career was also against the Ducks back in 2015. That won a game in overtime against them. This time he ties up with 30 seconds left, but we just don't have that overtime magic in Game 7. Instead, it is, like I said, Sam Steele, who has a massive game here against us. And I don't know if it is just best to avoid Anaheim going forward in our franchise's history. But what can you do? I've never seen, even in all other sports, a team that has struggled so much with one team when it comes to the playoffs. It used to be like that way with the regular season, but now it just seems it is the playoffs. The Calgary Flames cannot get by the Anaheim Ducks, and the 17 long years since we made the Western Conference Finals will continue to at least an 18th year. Hopefully next year, though, is the answer. And for the love of God, please, please do not give us the Anaheim Ducks next year in the playoffs at all. I mean, they just squeaked into the playoffs this year. We were so close to the Ducks not even making the playoffs. And not only do they make the playoffs, but they are now moving on to the Western Conference Finals. Good for them. Like I said, give credit where credit's due. Just as a Flames fan, and for so many long years against Anaheim, it just sucks to see it continue to end the same way it does every single year. And it's getting old. But, I mean, there's not much you can do at this point. So we will end episode 15 here. We'll pick up episode 16 with the off season and moving forward, trying to find a way to move forward with continuous losses to Anaheim in the Stanley Cup playoffs.